Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Wendy, I'm home.
I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire! I'm a vampire!
Go to hell and take your friends with you!
Carbon Day! No!
Get off my plane.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's what made you did!
I lied.
Hello everybody and welcome to Movies to Drink To. My name is Finn.
My name is Lee Smith, Mr. Smith. I have many names.
Twat.
Mr. Smith. We'll stick with Mr.
We'll
Smith.
stick with Mr. Smith. I think it's what I know you guys by now. And in today's episode, Highlander. Before we go on, don't forget to do the subscribing and liking and
sharing and
rating and reviewing. Get your subscribing finger out and finger us. That'd be nice. No?
Well, no. Who's to turn down fingering?
Children.
Well, that sets the tone.
So, Highlander from 1986. Original title, The Dark Knight.
Was it?
Yeah. Christopher Nolan's pretty happy he didn't go with that.
Yeah. As is DC Comics.
Yeah. Not based on any IPs, intellectual properties. I always just imagined this was based on like a comic or a novel or something like that. No, totally original film, created by Gregory Wyden, who also directed and wrote Prophecy.
Oh,
Christopher Walken. Yeah, where he's the devil.
I like that film. No, he's Gabriel, the Archangel Gabriel.
That's it. Viggo Mortensen is the devil.
Yes?
Yes? Yeah.
Or is he the normal bloke?
No, that's Eric Stoltz. Is a normal.
Is it
bloke.
Eric Stoltz?
Oh, I can't remember.
It's been a while since I've seen it, to be honest. A long time.
But it's a good film, we think.
Yes. And the sequels are terrible, but it's good. But much like this.
And directed by Russell, here we go, Mulcahy.
Is it Mulcahy?
Mulcahy? It's Irish.
Is it? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it's just Mulcahy.
He is Australian, though. Mulcahy.
Mulcahy.
We're thinking about it too much. We really are.
Mulcahy.
He also directed, well, Highlander 2.
Yeah.
We might talk about that later. And Scorpion King 2.
Yes.
Which I've not... Have I seen that?
Have you not seen that?
I think I might have watched a bit of it.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
basically more of the terrible CGI. Well, actually, it's not. It's mostly The Rock before the CGI, but then the CGI bit at the end is just as bad as it was in the fucking Mummy film.
Oh, brilliant. It stars Christopher Lambert, Sean Connery, Clancy Brown. Sorry, I got Simpson stuck in my head, as always. Roxanne Hart, B.T. Edney, Alan North, Sheila Gish, John Polito from The Crow.
Yeah.
Christopher Malcolm, James Cosmo, and a bunch of other people. There's a lot of people.
There is.
James Cosmo was also in Braveheart.
He was.
Which is another fantasy film set in Scotland. It's wildly inaccurate. Just
Yeah. None of these are historically accurate. This is, in fact, Braveheart's probably just as accurate as this is.
Was it the Battle of Stirling Bridge? Minus the bridge.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck it. The plot of this beeth. There you go.
This is horrendously written. An immortal Scottish swordsman must confront the last of his immortal opponent, a murderously brutal barbarian who lusts for the fabled prize.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the short. I mean, there's another one that's like super long. So
no, that'll do. Yeah. So, Canon Films presents.
Yes, we love Canon.
As soon as you see that logo, you're like, oh yeah, oh
it's
yeah,
gonna be good.
Yeah. And the film starts with a Sean Connery voiceover saying, "Do you want to do this?"
I did not write it down.
Okay,
So
I'll have a go. From the dawn of time we came, moving silently down through the centuries, living many secret lives, struggling to reach the time of the gathering.
just adding S's.
Yes. When the few who remain will battle for the last. No one has ever known we were among you. until now. Clear as mud.
Yep, absolutely. Spoilers.
Cue Queen.
Yeah.
Fat bottom girls, you make the rockin' world. It's not that song, unfortunately. It's actually Princes of the Universe, which is...
I love that song.
It is good.
It's a really good... The soundtrack of this is banging.
It really is.
That album they did is fantastic.
Yeah, it's... I mean, it's like Princes of the Universe. It's not good, but it fits perfectly with this film. Like, lyrically, it's daft.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, stupid.
Yeah, but it's just like, yes, I am here for Highlander. And the film starts. The film starts in Madison Square Garden.
It does.
With some real wacky wire work on a camera on some wires.
It's
floating
nauseating.
It's kind of, this is what they use in football nowadays.
Yeah.
Do you watch football?
Yes.
Okay. You know when there's like they call it the spider cam, I think.
Yeah.
It's like a really early version of that.
Right.
And it was invented by the same guy that created Steadicam, whose name I can now not remember. Garrett something?
Gareth Steadicam.
No, Garrett.
Oh, Garrett Steadicam. Sorry.
Yes, Garrett Steadicam.
Yeah.
He came up with this as well, and this is a really early version of it. But it's pretty... I mean, yeah, it's a bit nauseating.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, like, literally, I was watching it and I was like, fucking motion sickness. It is a weird shot.
yeah, it's Madison Square Garden. There's a wrestling match going on, and it's the Fabulous Freebirds
Yes.
wrestling. I kind of wanted to stay with that and watch the whole rest of it, but no. And then it pans over, and we see Christopher Lambert looking very broody in an Inspector Gadget costume.
Yes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, his Flasher's trench coat is an interesting pick for the entire film.
Then we get flashback number 1.
Yes.
There are 9 flashbacks, by the way. It's just Scotland. In oldie times.
It's a battle, like, specifically. It's in the middle of a battle, and then it keeps flashing back to the wrestling. And I'm like, are you trying to compare the wrestling to an actual battle, like, with swords and axes and stuff? Because I'm not buying that.
No. Yeah, some kind of medieval Braveheart-esque Scottish battle with people saying, "Kill MacLeod!"
Yeah.
And then back and forth to Madison Square Garden until we stick with Madison Square Garden, where Christopher Lambert heads off to the car park.
Yep.
And he's accosted by a bloke who I really thought was going to turn out to be like a CIA agent.
Yeah,
He's got the big glasses.
He just suddenly appears out of nowhere. It's like, surprise, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he's got those huge, like, aviator sunglasses on. And he looks like, he does look like he's supposed to be, like, guarding the president or something.
He have a little thing in his ear.
Yeah.
Like, we got him.
Come with me, MacLeod. But no, like...
No, he pulls out a fucking sword.
Yeah.
And they have a big old sword fight in the car park.
Yes.
And the swords spark when they hit each other.
They
Sparky swords.
And
a fight ensues, basically.
much of the choreography of this fight is unnecessary.
You mean when he runs away? Like, why run away when you can backflip away?
For like 10 minutes. There's even a bit where Connor MacLeod looks over and the bloke's still backflipping and he pulls his face like,
Once he backflips away, though, he just walks back over to fight him.
He's so into it, he gets to the other end of the car park.
Like, fuck.
Backflip too far.
Yeah, they're fighting, and then Connor MacLeod, Christopher Lambert's character, he wins by cutting the dude's head off.
Yes.
And this causes mayhem.
The quickening. We don't know it's the quickening yet.
We don't know it's the quickening at this point, but it's basically all the cars go fucking batshit, alarms, and everything kind of explodes.
Yeah, everything explodes.
Yeah, and then he has I don't know, is this where he has like a little mini electrical orgasm thing?
Yeah,
like,
that's the first time you see the quickening, and he's like, just spooges everywhere.
Yeah, and then he ditches his sword.
Yeah, in like not a very well thought out place.
No, it's just like, what is it? Some kind of like racking thing?
I think it's like an air vent or something.
Yeah,
but it's just hanging down in the middle of everywhere. I mean,
it's just above his head.
Any like policeman worth their salt would turn up to this like crime scene and be like, "Where would I stash a weapon?" There.
It's like Arkham Knight syndrome, where people can't look up. So no one looks up and it's like, oh, Batman could be up there and he wouldn't know.
Just constantly work. There's a big fuck off sword that's obviously bigger than this thing it's hidden on as well. And they're like, nope, can't see it.
Flashback number 2.
Yep.
We now get the year. It is 1536.
It is.
And the clan of MacLeods have just won that battle we saw. That's where we learn his name is Connor MacLeod.
Yes.
And we get lots of shot that establish basically it's grim up north.
Yeah.
It's very Scotland. It's Highlands. It's raining. It's shit. So they've won that battle.
Yeah.
And then
This is the first time we hear Christopher Lambert's
Scottish
accent.
Aye. So after they've won that battle, they then go off to another battle. Because that's just what you did in Scotland. Like, the clans, like, all they did was fight. We win a fight, then we head off to the next fight.
Yeah, we go and have a rest for 5 minutes and then fight some more people.
Yeah. So they head off for another battle, and this is when we first see Clancy.
Yep.
Clancy Brown looking metal as fuck. It's intense.
Yeah.
He's like on horseback on a cliff top. He's got this big skull fucking headgear thing with like a horse's tail hair thing.
Yep.
And the horse is like kicking up and there's lightning striking. It's like do 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 do. It's like I think he might be the villain.
It's like a death metal fucking album cover.
Yeah.
But doesn't he? He has the conversation with these like the cloud is mine, and then you see him on top of the mountain thing, and then he's back again. So
well,
it's like,
yeah.
It's like the cloud is mine. 1 sec.
I've got to go pose for this heavy metal album cover, and then I'll be back down to fight. Also, when he says MacLeod is mine, it's like there's an entire clan of MacLeods.
Yeah, which one? Be specific.
So the battle starts, and Christopher Lambert walks into the battle where there's people killing each other, and he just kind of goes, MacLeod! And that... And then he gets annoyed because no one's fighting him.
Someone fight me.
Yeah, it's like, why don't you fight them?
Yeah.
You haven't got to wait for someone to come up and fight you.
Like,
it's a battle.
Nobody will fight me, and his cousin's like, come stand over here then.
Maybe give me a hand.
Everyone's fucking fighting me.
Yeah. Finally, Clancy shows up and he's like, I'll fight you, MacLeod. And he instantly stabs him.
Yeah, I know, literally. He's like, all right then. And Connor lifts his sword up way above his head, and Kurgan's like, dead.
End of flashback 3.
Yes.
So, back in, well, this is 1985, isn't it?
85, yes.
Yeah.
Also, did you notice, just before it goes back to that, there's that whole shot where it's sort of Connor's lying on the ground and the camera pans away from him, and the film stock seems to change quite dramatically.
Does it?
Like, it's suddenly, well, it did on mine anyway. Like, I watched it on Netflix. And
Is it on Netflix?
Yeah.
Oh.
What did you watch on? Do you stream it?
Not a site that's legal.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, whoops.
But it's just like, as it pans, as it cuts to that scene, it's like they suddenly filmed it on like a home fucking camcorder from the 80s. It looks weird. But yeah, then it goes to 85.
Back to 85, and as Connor is leaving Madison Square Garden, the police show up, and they arrest him, basically.
It's like this overzealous cop nicks him.
Yeah.
It's like, fucking hell,
He's
calm
proper
down.
Yeah. Don't you move, buddy. This is New York, and I'm a cop. I'll blow your fucking head off, eh? Yeah, he's proper...
He's fucking slamming him against the car.
And it turns out his name is actually Mr. Nash in 1985.
Yeah, Russell Nash.
Russell Nash, but MacLeod, whatever. He's changed his name, basically. Flashback number 3. This film is choppy as hell.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
So after he's been stabbed, he's being treated for his wounds by a priest. And the priest is just kind of like, he's done for. Also, I've got other people to see.
Literally. It's like, there's plenty of other people dying. He's not special.
And there's Kate, who's like his girlfriend.
Oh, his missus? Yeah.
Yeah. And she's obviously very upset and crying and screaming. And James Cosmo's character, one of the cousins, is like, away with your woman.
Yeah.
Like, he's dying. The last thing he wants to hear is you carrying on, making a fucking scene. And he drags her out of there.
He's literally like, give him a break. Let him die without hearing an hysterical woman.
Back in 1985.
Yep.
The the police have arrived in the car park, as well as some reporters, because they all just hang out together.
There's loads of people there. It's actually a really noisy scene because there's just suddenly like a fucking car park full of people all like rah, 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 just screaming and shouting. It's the worst crime scene I've ever seen in my life. Like nobody's trying to like control it at all. There's just people yelling everywhere. And they're like, "What have we got?" Well,
There's like 12 people at least just in this scene. They've just filled this car park with everybody. And they're looking at the body. And at one, I swear, like, is it the head detective?
the older fella.
He trips over the body.
Yeah, he does. Literally just walks straight into it. And he's like, "God damn it!"
Sorry, the one body in here that you definitely know about, and you managed to trip over it.
Who put this here? That's why we're here, sir.
And then a reporter, but actually not a reporter because it turns out to be somebody who works in forensics.
Brenda,
she finds the guy's sword, the
the
CIA
other guy's
looking guy,
sword,
yeah, and she thinks it's worth $1 million because she's also an antiques expert as well as a forensic
or a metallurgist.
Yep, is that a thing?
Expert. Well, that's it's what Ramirez is. We'll find out later on. But yeah, it's all linked.
So
weirdly,
downtown at the police station, they've got Christopher Lambert in custody, and the first thing they do is point out his stupid accent.
Yeah, because you talk funny, Nash. Where are you from? And he goes, "Different places.
Many different places."
I was like, okay.
And then they start their line of inquiry, which starts with, "Are you a, quote, faggot?"
Yeah.
He's like, "You were looking for a blowjob and you didn't want to pay."
Yeah, and he goes, "You're sick," and attacks him. And I was like, all right, this is of its time?
Yeah. This is the overzealous cop from earlier.
Yeah.
Who seems to really hate him for no fucking reason.
Just because he's a cop, he hates everyone. He's a New York cop. He hates everyone.
Yes. Cut to Clancy Brown. He's driving around, listening to Queen.
Yeah.
Ooh, you're my best friend.
I want to ride my bicycle.
Somebody to love.
It's none of these songs.
It's none of those songs, no. I can't actually remember what song it is. Is it Hammer to Fall?
Forgotten. Oh, that's it, yeah.
I think
that's a good song.
Yeah, it's a good song. And it turns out his name is Victor Kruger.
Yes, but now, yeah.
Just in case you weren't sure if he was a villain or not, his name is Victor Kruger. And he checks himself into a motel where he checks into the room and he starts assembling his sword.
He's got a collapsible sword. Surely that's not practical.
No, it doesn't seem...
Surely as soon as you hit it with another sword, it's going to be like, oh, fuck, it's broken.
Yeah, it's like a build your own sword thing. You put it together.
It's absurd.
And you're like, surely just a solid piece of metal would be better. But, okay, whatever. And then a prostitute walks into his room.
Yeah, Candy.
Hey there. I'm like, didn't ask for her.
She just
shows up. It's like, "I'm Candy." Of course you are. Okay. Meanwhile, the Brenda, the CSI woman, she's found some metal shavings.
Yeah, she's found it in the wall from their fight. And they...
No, it's in his neck, isn't it? Because the wall.
Oh, she finds the first one's in his neck. Yeah, I mean, that's a strong neck.
It's literally the next scene. She finds it in the wall.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, because she returns to the car park to get some metal with a metal detector.
Yeah.
To look for metal shavings in the wall, and also Connor returns to get his sword back.
At the same time.
Exact same time.
Which is uncanny.
Yes. And then Brenda, after getting these shavings, heads off to a bar to listen to Queen.
Yes.
It's just
in this universe, all music is Queen.
Basically, yeah. And then Connor shows up because he's seen her in the car park, so he's followed her to the bar.
Yeah.
And he shows up at the bar and he sort of spots her and he's like, what's the line? Like, go to the garden much?
Yeah, do you go to the garden much? And she's like, what? Are you talking to me?
Yeah. So he's obviously referring to Madison Square Garden.
Well, then he clarifies it, and he goes, Madison Square Garden, do you go there much? It's a weird thing to say without going, but he may as well have just gone, I've just followed you.
Yeah. And then he's just like, I'd like to walk you home. And she's like, no, I'm good, thank you. So she leaves. But then as she's leaving, Connor grabs her quite violently and drags her around the corner because Clancy Brown has shown up with his collapsible sword and they have a fight. With their big old, broadswords, and it's all
sparks and
Sparks and
violence.
kicking off until a police helicopter shows up.
It's not. Yeah, it's a lot of these sword fights aren't particularly well choreographed. I have to say, they do look a bit shit. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love this film. I've loved it since I was a kid. But in my mind, I did not remember these sword fights being quite as shit as they actually are.
Maybe they just aged a bit.
They have aged like
Apparently, all the
severely.
actors did train in like sword fighting and stuff.
Oh god.
I think maybe this is probably just how sword fighting actually looks, as opposed
Maybe.
to like Marvel films. So the police helicopter shows up and interrupts their sword fight. So Clancy Brown leaves. They all leave, and now Brenda's really interested in him.
Yeah.
But he gets annoyed that she's interested. He's like, "Don't ever follow me again." Like, you
Also,
followed her.
Kurgan pretty much shouts everything about like the immortals and stuff during this fight, and she's right there to listen to it all. He's like, there can be only one, and blah blah blah, and all this other stuff, and she still doesn't fucking figure it out. Like she's still like, what's going on?
Flashback number 4.
Yes.
Connor is alive. He has survived his stabbing, which he should have definitely died from.
Yep.
And the rest of the clan can't seem to figure out why.
Well, they've decided
It's
that
the devil.
He's possessed by the devil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Logic.
Absolutely.
I mean, it was the Dark Ages.
Yes. So, I mean, he's forgiven. He can be forgiven. But his missus, who was besotted with him not 10 minutes ago, is like, he's got the devil in him. Fucking, and like, nobody will sit with him or drink with him or anything else. And then they basically tell him he's got to go. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. Mistake.
Yeah. They banish him. They throw him out of town. But on the way of throwing him out of town, they beat him up.
Yeah, they
throw
put him in
rocks
like
at
fucking one of the
stock.
wooden stocks or something,
Yeah.
and just literally kick him around and stuff. And his
Throw rocks.
missus is now like, fucking burn him! She's gone full Monty Python. He's a witch! Burn him!
Yeah. And then someone just walks up and headbutts him
Yes,
several times.
Several times.
Oh yeah, they want to burn him, but one of his cousins, saves him,
Yep.
and so he walks off into the Highlands, still in the stock.
Still in the stocks.
Yeah.
For quite a few because it kind of like cuts. There's a few cuts and he's still in the stocks.
Yeah,
and
it's like
then he's not.
4 hours later, and he's still there.
I just want to know how he got out of them.
A friendly mule.
Maybe. If I just chuck myself off this small cliff, that should smash it. Oh, and my vertebrae.
End of flashback 4. So back in 1985, Connor goes to his very swanky apartment.
Mate, it's a good apartment.
It
It's
must
well
cost
nice.
a fortune.
Yeah.
We're talking like... This is in Manhattan, by the way.
Yeah. So rent's not cheap.
Yeah, or
Right.
assuming he's bought it, it must be worth like...
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, he's been alive for a long, long time.
Yeah,
so-
he probably bought it for like a guinea.
Yeah.
Now it's worth like $10 million.
He probably built it just bit by bit over time.
Possibly.
But yeah, it's like a huge. Well, I thought it's not even a loft. It's just like this massive space, huge
Yeah.
space.
Also, he's got a room full of old shit,
Yeah,
which
that
he
he's
goes
collected.
and, he
over
goes
the
and
years.
sits in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just to reminisce.
Yeah. Cue flashback number 5.
Yes.
It is now 5 years later. And
In
Connor...
the flashback.
Yeah, in the flashback. And Connor has himself a new woman. Heather?
Well, you say Heather. He
calls
keeps
it-
calling her Blossom.
Yeah, he calls her Blossom to start with.
Yeah,
but her
and
name
you don't
is
find
Heather.
out till later on that her name's actually Heather.
Yeah,
And,
Blossom's a nickname, I guess.
well, I mean, it's confusing.
It is a little bit. So he's got a new woman in a new house, which is a shack.
Castle. Well, it's
But there's like
small
a
castle.
There's like a half small castle next door,
Yeah.
but they seem to live in the shack.
Right.
Apart from when they have dinner.
They just have dinner in the huge castle with no fucking roof on it.
Yeah.
That seems like the sensible place in Scotland, which is freezing fucking cold and rains all the time. Beautiful though. To have your dinner in a room with no roof.
No, it does have a roof to start with.
Does it?
Yes.
I thought it didn't.
No, it does.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
I may not have paid attention
Anyway,
as much as I should.
he's in love with Blossom /
Blossom Heather.
Heather.
Yeah.
They bang. And then
Yes, in the just out in the fields.
yeah.
I suppose there's not very many people about.
I
Sure,
suppose,
it's
yeah.
fine.
They are like in the middle of nowhere, to be fair.
Yeah.
But then Sean Connery shows up
Yes, he does.
as
Ramirez. Oh, I can't. I didn't write all the
his
names
full
down.
name is long, but he's just referred to as Ramirez. And
Now,
basi-
Sean Connery is the most Scottish person in this film, but he's playing a Spanish Egyptian.
yeah, so he was born in Egypt.
Yeah.
He serves the King of Spain.
Yeah.
He's essentially a Spaniard, but it's played by Sean Connery, who does not, who just does Sean Connery accent, obviously. But when he shows up, a quickening happens
Out of nowhere.
Yeah, and
for
Connor
no
is struck
reason.
by lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's he sort of introduces himself as Ramirez.
Yeah.
Hola, I am Ramirez, and who are you? Hello, my name is Connor McLeod.
The Clan McLeod.
The Clan McLeod.
McLeod.
I am a Highlands, Scotland person. That sounds interesting. I'm from Egypt. What do you call this land again? Scotland.
Seems nice. I may stay. But yeah, that quickening just comes out of nowhere. Like every other time in the whole film, you have to kill someone.
I think it's when they're... Well, no. I was going to say it's when they meet, when they're near each other, but that's not the case later on.
No, not at all. Not.
Oh,
It's just literally, unless it's the first time they meet.
I don't know, but that's pretty much the end of Flashback
Yes.
5. Oh, bear with me. We're having to jump back and forth.
Well, this is we go back to the
police station?
and we get a little bit of casual racism thrown in, like just a completely unnecessary line where he goes, "Oh, this bloke's just phoned up his Vietnamese neighbour's eating his dog."
What? I must have...
Yeah, he literally just comes out with it for nothing. This doesn't mean it's just there.
Yeah, Brenda finds out that Nash or Connor is the one wanted, or he's been out on bail for the headless guy in the car park.
Yeah.
And then we see that Connor has one of her books. She's written a
Well,
book
she
about
was-
swords, apparently.
Yeah, which is uncanny
Yeah.
and I mean lucky, but yeah, she's an expert on swords.
Flashback number 6. Here we fucking go. So, Sean Connery, Ramirez, and Connor, they're having a boat ride.
Yes.
And in this scene, Christopher Lambert, who is French,
Yep.
born in the States, but
Yeah.
a French speaker, naturally, is explaining to Sean Connery what haggis is.
Oh yeah, I know. It's fucking so cringe. He's like, Haggis, what's that?
What's haggis?
Yeah. And what do you do with it? You eat it.
You ate it. God, his accent, I can't even... His accent is so bad, it's really hard to even try and do it that badly.
Yeah.
So, Sean Connery drowns him.
Yeah, he chucks, just rocks the boat, chucks him in.
I can't swim! Well, he doesn't sound like, no, I can swim.
Yeah, was it Ramirez is like, you can't drown, you're immortal.
Yeah, that's it, you're
so he
immortal.
just sinks. And then and this is the first time you get a bit of his fucking stupid laugh that he does that I fucking love. But he's underwater. It's block.
Because when we did Mortal Kombat,
Yeah.
we picked up on, because he plays, is it
Raiden.
Raiden.
Obviously, incredible bit of casting.
Chinese god.
Yeah.
Yeah, Christopher Lambert plays Raiden. And yeah, we noticed that Christopher Lambert, as Raiden kept going, heh, 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 heh. And then it turns out that is actually Christopher Lambert's laugh, because he does it multiple times
in this.
throughout this film. So yeah, he doesn't drown, because it turns out he's immortal. He can't die that way.
So he just has a bit of a fuck about wandering around
underwater.
under the water. He's like, I can bleed.
So basically, Ramirez explains to him, it's like, listen, you and I are brothers. You're special. I don't know why, but also there's going to be a gathering in a faraway land.
Yep.
And we'll all have to fight, us lot, us special lot. Anyway, sword training montage.
Yep.
Because every movie needs a montage. And he explains that the only way they can die if they are decapitated.
Yes.
Your head leaves your body, it's over. And also, they're safe on holy ground.
Yeah, apparently it's tradition. There's no other reason for it.
Yeah, holy ground being like a church, as in like...
Yeah, consecrated ground.
Yeah, as in like the Christian church. Even though some of these immortals are older than Christianity.
Yeah.
So how that rule came about, or Like, I don't know. It's
They just apparently, he just goes, it's tradition.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's nothing like if we fight on a church, God's gonna get really miffed and like strike us down. It's just no, like we just don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just some neutral territory they've come up with. Fair enough.
Could have been anywhere.
Yeah.
Could have been like, we don't fight in Argos.
Tesco's is off limits.
Primark though, go for it.
And then they go for a run on the beach.
Is this the feel the deer, like the stag?
Yeah.
I can feel the stag. What are they talking about?
I don't know.
Feel it how?
Yeah.
Like, he goes, you must feel the stag. And he's like, okay, I will. And then he goes, and I can feel the stag. And Sean Connery's like, right, I'm off. And just fucks off down the beach.
Yeah, and then he runs after him.
And
They're
then
all
he runs after
laughing,
him,
like, just laughing and running down a beach, which makes no sense as to why they're doing it. And then they seem to run along a beach, and then they're at a cliff edge, and they jump off the edge of it into the water, which makes no sense because the beach is at sea level, but they've run to the end of the beach where there's a cliff. Like, what?
But Finn, the Earth is flat, so they've just reached the end and just jumped off it, and then there's another bit of Earth. Right, forget that. Scratch that.
Then they're at the marketplace in Scotland town, in the little dugout thing, and he explains to him, you can't have kids.
Oh no! Just before that, there's a big there's a scene.
Oh, where they're fighting
the
on
montage where they're fighting on top of the mountain, and it's clearly two stunt doubles, because Sean Connery is a unit in that fucking scene, and you get sort of a glimpse of the side of Christopher Lambert's face, and it's not Christopher Lambert. It's definitely 100% not him.
So yeah, at the marketplace they're talking, and he says like, you can't have kids, and also you should break up with Heather.
Yeah, it's literally dump her.
Yeah, dump her because
spinner.
She's gonna die, and it's not gonna be nice.
This is where we find out that Ramirez, in this particular year, is 2,437 years old already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fuck.
Yeah, he's old as shit.
Been around.
And then he explains Clancy Brown's character, Sean Connery does. He is a Kurgan.
From Russia.
Yeah, so he's from Russia, and he used to throw children into pits.
Yeah, to fight hungry dogs for meat.
Yeah.
It doesn't specify that the children are hungry, though.
Just to really drive home that he's evil.
Yeah.
And also, Russians in the 80s, definitely evil.
Oh, absolutely. But yeah, it just says, oh yeah, for amusement, they used to make children fight hungry dogs for meat. Now, the dogs are hungry. These children are just clearly violent.
And he explains that if the Kurgan is to win this at the gathering, then it will be really shit for mortals.
Well, yeah, it'll be like a time of darkness or something. We'll all be fucked.
Yeah, basically. Anyway, don't really say why, but he's clearly evil, so whatever. That night at dinner, in the castle, they're in the castle now having dinner.
Yes.
Well, Heather and Ramirez are having dinner in the castle.
Yeah, nobody knows where Connor is.
It's never explained
It's not
where
even
he
mentioned.
is.
He's just not there.
He's just not there.
Conveniently not there.
No. So they're having dinner, and then...
And weirdly, they're having a conversation. Ramirez is telling Heather about all of the women that he's boned over the years. It's like literally just like, oh, so like that one didn't work out, so I boned her sister. Or something along those lines.
I mean, it's
She's
Sean
like,
Connery.
Oh, Sean.
Yeah, right.
Ramirez.
And Clancy shows up.
Yep.
Kicks
Smashes
down the
the door
door.
in.
Ramirez. He's looking for McLeod, but he finds Ramirez.
He's the worst guest as well, because he basically kicks the door in, like could have just knocked, and then as soon as he's in, cuts their fucking table in half. It's rude.
And they have a fight.
Yep.
And Sean Connery, Ramirez, he slits his throat,
Yes.
but doesn't cut his head off.
No.
Kind of just nicks him. Not quite good
apparently
enough.
this is something that does not heal.
No. Even no.
Even like in 1985, he still has a big old scar on his throat.
Yeah.
Heather doesn't do a lot other than scream
And hide.
and not run.
And even though he says, run!
Yeah.
And when they fight, I don't know what their swords are made of, but basically they seem to destroy half of the fucking building.
Yeah, it literally just has to brush past the wall.
Yeah.
It's like, that's the fucking wall down.
It's like, this is where the whole roof comes down, just because they
Yeah.
smack their swords against it. And I mean,
Oh, yeah, now I remember.
it is kind of silly, but also it does look quite cool.
Also, these massive fucking rocks that are coming up, because I mean, this is a hefty building that is made of boulders, and they keep knocking all these boulders out of the fucking walls and stuff, and they just bounce off these guys like nothing. They make a lot of noise, but you know, these guys are just swatting them out of their way.
The polystyrene bricks.
Yeah, as they
Like,
bounce down
no
the
wonder your
stairs.
castle's falling down, McLeod. What have you built it out of? So in the fight, they end up at the stairs. The whole place is falling down, and Ramirez, he loses. And,
Yes.
the Kurgan, Clancy, Victor Kruger, whatever his fucking name is, he cuts his head off, and he's done. That's it.
Yeah.
Immortal no
And he
longer.
does say something. Well, he says something about Heather, like
Who's the lead? No, who's the yes?
he goes, "Oh, she's mine." I don't know why he said that. Like, I mean, like that's just made it worse.
Well,
He didn't want to say it was Connor's, but I mean, the outcome. You know what the outcome's going to be.
It's bad either way.
Yeah.
Like, whatever way you look at it, if whoever is Ramirez's wife or Connor's wife,
See-
she's not going to have a good time.
Quick thinking though, like he said, "Who's the woman?" I would have gone, "She's got AIDS."
That wasn't a thing, though.
It was the 80s. Oh,
No, it
hang
wasn't,
on.
though.
Hang on.
It was the 1530s.
All right, she's got the pox.
Also, Clancy's immortal.
Yeah.
AIDS isn't going to kill him.
Oh, I suppose not. No.
There's literally no reason for him to not rape her, which he does.
Yeah.
Clancy.
But, I mean, we don't find that out till later. But I mean, yeah,
It's
you
very
know,
much
you know,
implied,
yeah.
that he has his...
Well, he does a bit of a carry, doesn't he? Like,
Yeah.
because she's fallen. Why? Right. That's the other thing. I mean, I don't want to victim blame here, but she could have run. She didn't, and then she walks towards where she's seen him fall, and then he just like carries out the his hand comes out the thing, grabs her by the throat. You're like, should have run.
Yeah.
Should have run.
Yeah, let's say he's got no reason to not do exactly what he wants. And it's very much implied that he does.
Yes.
And we find out later he did. Well, that was the end of flashback number 6.
Yeah.
Brenda shows up in 1985 now to see Nash.
She turns up at the apartment.
Yeah, so ask what
She's
the
like,
hell's
how can
going
you
on.
afford this?
Yeah. It's where we first meet Rachel as well.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel is
The secretary.
Russell's secretary. Or
Yes.
Connor's secretary.
Yes.
And he meets her in World War II? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well, flashback number 7, we'll quickly tell you now. During World War II, Connor was fighting not for the Nazis.
No.
This guy's been around a long time, but didn't manage to fall into fascism, which is an okay thing. During World War II, Connor saved this young girl's life, who grew up to be Rachel, his secretary.
Yes.
And
Who's
also
now, like
67,
60s? Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
70s.
And basically, he's like, "I've saved your life, so come work for me for
Yeah,
all
it's-
of your life."
Yeah, Connor saves a child and then employs her as his secretary. Yeah. At which point did she become his secretary?
Yeah.
Also, it's hinted that they may have banged at some point.
I think she definitely has feelings for him.
Yeah, there's a lot of like they do seem close. I mean, and if he did, I think that's weird.
I think she very much has feelings for him. I don't think he has banged her for that reason, because it
Do you
would be
think?
weird. Because she was like 6
It's
when he
nice
met
to
her.
think that Connor's that much of a decent bloke that he didn't.
Also, he kills a Nazi.
He does kill.
We
a
get
Nazi,
to see
yeah.
him kill a Nazi.
Just
Not just
one.
a Nazi, a proper SS officer.
Yeah.
It's like,
Only the one though in the whole of World War II. That's the only Nazi that Connor killed.
well, that's the only one we see. But so yeah, Brenda's shown up to ask Nash what the hell's going on, and then he says to her, "Can you cook?"
Yeah.
And she goes, "Yeah, why?" He goes, "Maybe we could have dinner.
Yeah. At
basically-
yours.
Cook for me."
Yeah, I'm gonna come around yours. You're gonna cook for me.
Yeah,
All right.
that's what.
And she's like, "Yeah."
Yeah, cool, fine, sure, why not? So Connor heads over to Brenda's for the meal. He's asked her to cook him.
Yeah. Now we don't know how long this entire night's going to be, but she puts like a little tape recorder
Yeah.
in the thing. Obviously, the longest cassette tape ever, just in case the night goes on for a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, how long did they used to be? I mean, I remember cassette tapes, but I mean, you had to a whole album you had to do on both sides. So it's only like, what, 4 or 5 songs on each side?
Even more importantly, she's invited a man who is suspected of murder
over
to her house.
But it's all right, she's recording it, and she's got a gun.
And she's got a gun.
She's put in a drawer.
She's put in a
That's
drawer on
not
the other side of the
massively-
room.
Not massively accessible.
No. And he finds the gun, though. And he finds the tape. And he's bought a bottle of brandy from 1783.
Yeah, which he tells her.
Yeah.
Smug cunt.
And then he gives her a present, which is her own book.
Yeah, rather than just it's all a bit passive aggressive. This,
Yeah,
he's
it
not
really
like
is.
I actually know who you are. He's like, I've got you a present, but I know who you are.
It's
this
just
is
like
your book.
It's really long-winded. You could have just said this.
Yeah,
Instead of like going for the meal he doesn't eat.
yeah.
Because he leaves.
Oh yeah, he still to this day doesn't know if Brenda can cook.
No. But basically, she's only interested in the sword. The one
Yeah.
that she found. And then the one because the fragments that she found, they're from his sword, which is technically Ramirez's sword, which is some like ancient Japanese samurai, which is like,
Oh yeah, he does. He tells a
priceless
story,
and-
doesn't he, about how he was another one where he was banging this woman, and her dad made him a sword or something.
Yeah,
Something along those
something
lines.
like that.
I did zone out a little bit.
Oh yeah, that was it. Ramirez's like now dead wife. Her dad made the sword for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Whatever.
Also, this reveals Brenda's like true intentions here. I mean, Brenda's a bit of she's not a great person. Like, she works for the police. Like, at the moment, Connor / Russell is a murder suspect, but she is more interested in finding this sword that could make her a billionaire.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
And then as he's leaving, we hear Ramirez's voiceover, "You must leave her,"
Yeah.
as she walks out, harkening back to flashback number 8.
Yep.
Truly the most like heartbreaking of flashbacks.
Absolutely.
So after Ramirez has been killed,
Yeah.
Connor finally comes home.
Yeah, fuck knows where he's been.
It never
For, like,
explained where
20
the hell
years.
he was at all during all of that.
Mate.
So he comes home. Don't know where Clancy Brown went either. Like,
No, he could have hung around, waited for Connor,
no.
but he decided not to.
But
Connor-
oh no, that makes sense now. Because he didn't think that Heather was Connor's wife, so why would he hang around?
No, but he says, "Where's McLeod?" And he goes, "Oh, I've trained him. Like he's ready for you or something." So he must know that they're knocking about with each other.
Yeah, but if he knew that Heather was Connor's wife, he would have
He
stuck
probably
around
would've
waiting
stuck
for
around.
him.
Oh, that makes sense.
So anyway, they're now they just get on with their lives basically.
Yeah, well, I mean, through several years, there's the one bit like obviously Heather's getting older, and there's that bit where he's like, Heather. I don't know if she's deaf now. But he's like, Heather, and she's like,
Heather.
I'm here, like carrying a fucking sheep or something.
And yeah, she's all grey and old.
Yeah, she's
'cause
grey
this
and old.
happens. He lives forever.
To us mere
Heather
mortals.
does not. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
and
grows
he doesn't look
old.
a day over
No,
whatever he is, 25.
I think he's 27 when he filmed this.
Is he 27?
Yeah. So Heather's now old and grey.
Yep.
And dying. And it sucks. He's like, I don't know why you stayed with me, Connor. You're all young and beautiful.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know.
To be honest with you, there's no one else really around
Yeah,
here.
I mean, we have moved a long way away from other people.
Yeah, there's no
Like-
Tinder yet.
Also, you haven't asked where I was all that time. I mean, I may as well tell you now. I have a whole other family.
Well, it makes sense. Don't have to stay with me. My pussy's all dried and shriveled like a prune. But he stays with her, and she dies, and
does.
it's actually sad.
It is quite sad.
It is actually a bit like it's when she says, "I don't want to die." You're like,
Yeah.
oh God. Look. Because yeah, she knows that obviously he will live forever.
Yes.
And she wants to stay with him forever.
But you can't.
No, and she passes away. And so he burns his fucking house down.
Yeah, literally. I mean, that seems excessive.
Yeah.
You could just move.
No.
And somebody else could live there.
Yeah, no.
But no, he sets fire to it.
No, Heather passes away at the tender age of 46.
Yeah, I mean, these were different times.
Yeah, it's good innings those days in Scotland. And she passes away, so he burns the place down and he walks off.
Where he buries her and puts his sword with the MacLeod name on it as like a grave marker, I'm guessing. He just puts it in the ground.
Yeah, and takes Ramirez's sword.
Which seems silly, because, I mean, it had his name on it, so if he'd ever lost it, but
Good point.
would have been easier to find.
This is where, after this, back in 1985, Connor goes to meet another immortal.
Yes, his mate.
Yeah, who hasn't seen in 100 years.
Yeah. I think
His mate's well excited.
Yeah.
It's like, the gathering is here.
Yes. I mean, at this point, I think there's only the three of them left now. There's like him, Connor, and Kurgan.
Yeah.
So he's like, the gathering is fine. It's not much of a gathering. Three of you.
Well, no, I suppose technically the gathering would actually only be 2 people.
There's not really a gathering then, isn't it? So, but then the meetup or the hangout.
Yeah.
These are all names that were just checked on. No, let's not call it the hangout.
Yeah,
it's just weird.
Yeah, the gathering implies there'll be more than 3 of them.
More than 2 or 3 of them.
4,
yeah.
I guess, in this whole film.
Four
in
gathering?
In 85, there's 4.
Yeah.
So only 4 make it to the gathering.
Fucking hell.
That's embarrassing.
Some poor gathering.
I invited loads.
It's like my 10th birthday. But yeah, this is also weird because like this guy could be potentially quite interesting to find out like a bit of history.
More about
and stuff.
him, yeah.
But instead, they go for it. He goes, well, when was the last time we saw each other? And he goes, well, it was 1783. He goes, that's when you had that duel. And then they go on to this flashback that doesn't include this fella.
No.
He's not in it. So like, when was the last time I saw you? That duel you wasn't at. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't see any of that.
Another flashback to 1783 where Connor is having a duel and he's pissed as a fart.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny.
Yeah, he gets stabbed multiple times.
Yep.
And just walks off. And then the guy gets annoyed and shoots his servant instead.
Shoots his valet instead. But yeah, like as a setup to like when did we last see each other, it's fucking odd because, you know, he's not in it.
No, yeah, it is weird. Anyway, back in we're now in 1985 for the rest of this.
Yes.
Yeah. Flashbacks are done. Here we go. The film is finally starting. An hour in. Back in New York in 1985, some guy is driving around in a car with a load of Uzis on the passenger seat.
Yeah.
Listening to
this
Queen.
is New York in the 80s.
Yeah, listening to Queen, of course.
Yes.
Yep.
Who else?
And he spots a commotion going on, and it's Kruger and Connor's mate, the other immortal from earlier.
Yeah, the one we've just met.
Yep.
That wasn't in the
flashback. Yep. Having a sword fight in an alley. And it turns out this guy in the car is some sort of army nut.
Yeah.
And
well, I think it's insinuated that he's an ex-Marine.
Yes. Yeah. Nam flashbacks and all that.
Yeah.
So he thinks he's going to go into war and
yeah, I think he's like a
intervene?
vigilante or something.
Yeah.
Like he's driving around. He's being a bit taxi driver.
Yeah.
Like he's just driving around New York, like fucking cleaning up the streets. Like, like a rain will come and wash the scum away.
So Kruger wins the fight and he decapitates Connor's mate. And then there were 2. And the army guy sees this, and so he shoots Kruger with an Uzi a lot.
He Uzis him.
Yes. So Kruger stabs him, impales him on his sword, which is fair.
Yep.
He did.
I mean, he invited himself into this.
Yeah, and he did unload a load of bullets into him.
Yeah, I'd be miffed.
So he impales him and lifts him up.
Yeah.
Because he's super strong and like fucking throws him. And
which does not kill this bloke. So I mean, I'm impressed as well. Because I mean, if somebody stabbed me right through the gut with a sword, I think I'd just die out of choice.
I don't want to live anymore.
And good night.
And then a bunch of electrical stuff. The quickening.
Yeah, the quickening happens.
Electrical. Still not sure what the quickening is, but it's just
I think
an EMP of some sort.
The idea is that if you kill the other immortal, you get all of their memories and experiences and power and
energy,
life
force,
all of that. Yeah,
I guess,
and all their bills and debts and
all their anxiety.
Yeah, all their anxiety and worries and rashes.
And STIs.
Yeah, all of that.
So then, a bunch of people, like shitloads of people, see this as well.
Oh yeah, loads.
Yeah, like loads of people.
Again,
are
this
watching.
is the crime scene all over
Yeah.
again. There's just literally groups of people just wandering around witnessing crimes.
Yeah, it's like, oh wow. And so this is very Kruger walks over and he cuts the roof of a car and he pulls the old bloke out of it.
Yep.
And jumps in, and the old bloke's wife is there, the old lady, and she goes, "Mom."
And she's like,
"Whoa!" And then he drives off.
"Oh, this is fucking brilliant."
Through this is like it goes really slapstick all of a sudden.
Yeah.
He drives off through the streets of New York with this old lady screaming in the car,
clinging to the windshield for dear life.
and then the husband's like, "What are you doing in my car?" It's like,
also my wife.
Never mind the wife. What are you doing in my car?
Doesn't she call her husband dad or something, or like
Danny.
Is it Danny?
Yeah.
Because I was like, she's like,
saying
I thought she said daddy. I was like, all right, I'm not going to kink shame you, but this is not the time.
No, it's definitely. Well, hang on. I'm pretty sure it's Danny.
Daddy!
Oh,
Not now.
Daddy! Not now, woman. My car.
You're insatiable, woman.
Yeah, like you said, the army guy, he survives. And there's a scene
Yeah.
where they're in the hospital talking to him like, yeah, whatever. It's pretty boring. He just...
Oh, yeah, he's like,
It's
well,
totally
you'll think I'm
pointless.
crazy. And then he tells them off screen for some reason, like about the quickening, basically. And then they're like, the last thing they say to him is like, do you think you could work with one of our police artists to come up with a photo fit, basically, well, a drawing,
Yeah.
like they used to. And then in the next scene, you see the drawing that they've come up with in the paper looks fuck all like Kurgan. It does
looks
not look
nothing
anything
like him at all.
Literally. Which makes the whole bit later on just even absurd. Because, yeah, it just literally zooms into this picture. It's like, I mean, that's not him.
Meanwhile, Brenda's back and she's looking up Nash.
Yeah.
And basically, obviously, she finds out Nash is not his real name.
No.
And
With that absurd fucking handwriting.
yeah, was it somebody died called Nash, and what he does is he stole their identity.
He stole a dead baby's identity.
Yeah, and he dies every so often, and he leaves everything to the child and next of kin. But he is next of kin. It's how he keeps it going.
Yeah.
And yeah, blah 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 blah. And then but she finds this out with she goes to some library and there's a guy there.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, hey Brenda. So I did what you asked. I was up all night working on this." Like, why?
He clearly wants to bang Brenda.
Yeah, like
But she's like, I'm not interested.
she doesn't even like acknowledge. She doesn't even say thank you. Like this
I don't
guy's
think she
like,
even mentions his name.
no, this guy's like, "I stayed up all night working on this."
And she's like, whatever, just tell me.
Yeah,
tell me what I
no
need to know.
fucking
And he's
reason.
like, here's some weird fucking animation that would not
Shows-
happen on a computer in the 80s.
Yeah, shows their handwriting through the ages.
Yeah,
It's all the same.
It's going to take a letter from each of these samples of handwriting and it will form the words Russell Nash at the end. And ta-da!
Yeah. Anyway, you want to get a drink sometime? Like,
She's gone. She's
no.
gone. Like,
This guy's like, "Do I get paid for that?"
yeah.
Like,
Does he work in the library as well? Is that
Yeah.
where he works? That's not even his job. And there's a weird line in it as well where they just talk about how cold it is in that building. And that's got nothing to do with anything either. It is an odd scene.
maybe she just said that so she could put extra layer. Like, I just want to cover up because I find you creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, up here.
And then there's this scene with they're at church.
Yes.
So-
So it's consecrated ground, so they can't have
Yeah,
a scrap.
Connor's gone to church to light a candle for Heather.
Oh yeah, because she made him promise that he'd do that on her birthday.
Yeah, and one for Ramirez because why not?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
he's dead.
but then the Kruger, the
Kurgan.
Clancy, he shows up. And he's shaved his head.
Yeah, this is what I was alluding to earlier. He shaved. It's like, why have you shaved your head? And he goes, "Well, I'm in disguise, so people won't recognise it." It's fine, mate. If they see that picture, they're never going to know it's fucking you anyway. Look, so you've shaved it for nothing. And is it me? He's missed a bit as well, hasn't he?
He's
There's
got,
like-
he's got a snake tattoo on the side of his head. And there's also, just like a lump behind his ear he hasn't done.
God.
And so it's still really long for
the
some...
man looks like a tumour.
He does not look well.
No, not at all.
So they have a little bit of back and forth, but obviously they can't fight because it's a church.
Yep.
And then Kruger does sort of admit. We find out that he did actually rape his wife.
He goes, yeah, I raped his woman before he was even cold.
Yeah.
And Connor's like,
And so, yeah, it turns out. Then he realizes it was actually Connor's wife.
Goes, oh, it's your woman.
Yeah, and he's super proud of it.
Yep.
Clancy.
He's a bad guy.
Yeah, he is definitely bad. Connor leaves, and then Kruger licks a priest.
Yeah.
Usually it's the other.
Kirk's not young enough.
No.
Well, they have a whole conversation, didn't they, about like the existence of God or something, and then he licks his hand.
Yeah, and then he leaves bowing, saying it's better to burn out than fade away.
Yeah, I feel like this might have been like improvised.
That was.
Yeah.
That scene. Yeah. Once he leaves, I think pretty much Clancy Brown just did what he wanted.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole thing is improvised. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can always tell. I mean, it's a great scene.
There's a bit where it's like the nuns walk past. He's like, like, tugging them, like just like being completely vulgar. Apparently, there was obviously it was filmed in a real church.
Yeah.
And afterwards, Clancy Brown went around to the nuns and everyone because they're real nuns and all that, and apologized personally for acting the way he did and for his bad language and everything.
Amazing.
So yeah, Brenda's looking for a dead guy named Nash. That's it. Yeah, she shows up. She's like, I'm looking for a dead guy named Nash.
Oh yeah, to Rachel, he says like, and as he turns up and he's like, oh, fine, I'll tell you everything.
So he takes him to his
inner sanctum.
His inner sanctum, his cave of wonders, the room of treasures, and also, what does this guy? I mean, in 1985, he's a antiques dealer.
Yeah, apparently so.
What? But other than that, we've never seen him work. Like in Scotland, he didn't appear to have a job at all.
No. Well, in Scotland, I assume he was like a nobleman, so he didn't have to work. He just had to fight people.
Yeah, but once he was banished.
Oh, he had sheep.
That's a job.
Yeah, back then it was. Just keep sheep, and we sell some of them and make sheep milk.
I don't know. I mean, it just feels like this guy lives forever.
Yeah,
he could have been a bit more ambitious, and maybe him and Heather wouldn't have had to live in a mud shack. Why don't you go out to learn a trade?
Oh dear. The last time I tried to go away for 10 years, you got all annoyed.
Yeah.
Just
I'm happy here, just banging you. Come on. It's not going to last forever. Not for you anyway, love.
Who wants to live forever? Q Queen. Yeah, no, so this is a weird bit as well.
It's where he stabs himself.
Yeah, he takes her into the inner sanctum and they sort of kneel down.
I'm immortal.
Yeah, I'm Connor MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod, and like, I cannot die. Blah blah blah. And he gets her to stab him.
Well, he stabs himself.
Well, he takes her hand, she gives her the knife, and then he just plunges it into himself.
Say like knife. It's a letter opener.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like a.
I'm not being funny. Like,
it's like she spreads him to death.
If someone said to me, "I'm an immortal," right, and I cannot die.
Yeah.
And then they stab themselves in the abdomen with a very small letter opener. I'll be like, I'm going to need more proof.
Yeah. How about... Yeah, this is the evil part of your brain wakes up and goes, if he's actually telling the truth, how about we set you on fire?
Yeah.
To start with.
How about we try drowning you?
Yeah.
Because I'm not buying that. A lot of people
by drowning you, I mean holding you under the water in the bath.
Yeah, a lot of people can survive what you've just done.
Yeah.
But no, she totally believes him.
Well, it makes them fall in love.
And they bang.
Reason. Yeah.
And we get to see them banging. Yeah. And there's
cut to the next morning, and he's like, "Anyway, we've got to break up."
Also, we see some boobs, kind of.
Oh yeah.
Well,
there is a very 80s sex scene.
It's not boobs. It's not side nips. It's like silhouette nips.
Silhouette boobs. It's very tasteful.
Yeah, I suppose. 'Cause for a lot of I've said this before, like most sex scenes in films are fucking pointless and have nothing to do with the plot. But at least this wasn't just completely gratuitous.
Most sex scenes in any film ever, literally, the only purpose they serve is to make you feel really uncomfortable when you watch a film with your mum.
Yeah, basically. Yeah, it's not necessary. Unless unless it's driving is integral to the plot, which it normally isn't. And if you're into that kind of thing, just watch porn. It's way better. You see everything,
and then it is the plot.
Yes, yeah, basically. So, they go to the zoo.
Yeah, there's like some lions.
Yeah, and Kruger's stalking them, isn't he, from behind?
Yeah, that's weird. It's like I only noticed him at the last minute.
Well, it's like a silhouette in the background.
Yeah,
isn't
Connor's dumping Deborah. He's like, I can't get involved, because of all the living forever stuff. Honestly, this isn't a line. I don't say this all the time, but yeah, we can't hang out anymore. So you should probably go. And then in the background, you just see this like shadow of a human tumor.
But then Kruger shows up at Brenda's house. He's followed her home, and he kicks down.
Because she didn't notice that following her.
Oh, not again, Clancy. Come on. Unnecessary, Clancy.
Yeah.
Really? He takes her for a joyride. Cue GTA.
Yeah, it's so weird. This whole bit. Especially the weird slow motion people bouncing off the bonnet.
Driving into traffic,
yep.
Running people down.
He kills multiple people.
Yep. And then it ends with a really nice rendition of New York, New York by Queen.
Who originally did that song anyway.
Also, you can't...
in this universe.
Yeah, in this universe. But you actually, that New York, New York by Queen, that is the only... You can only hear it in that film. It was never released. It's not on any CD.
No.
Nothing.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
It's definitely a weird version of it, but I like it.
I like it.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, yeah. So, Connor finds out that Kruger has taken Brenda via tape recorder, which is just there in his house. I don't know. I don't know.
Was it his answering machine?
No, it's like a dictaphone, like what she had.
Oh, right. I thought it was his answering machine. 'Cause
no.
Back then, answering machines had cassette tapes in them. Like tiny cassette tapes. This is showing my age. And you it would record it, and then you have to press like a play button for it to play it back.
No, it's the same like dictaphone thing that she had in her apartment.
Right,
so maybe he's gone to her apartment.
He's clearly recorded that then, and then driven all the way over to Connor's house
to drop it off.
Left it there, then driven all the way back.
I don't know. I don't fucking know. So anyway, he finds out via this tape recording, and so he's off to get her. And he leaves Rachel, and he says like,
"Oh yeah,
Rachel, I'm going, and basically you're not going to see me again." And I feel like Rachel deserves better.
Yeah, I mean that does feel shitty.
Yeah, it's like
She's like, "Oh,
I've worked for you for like 40 fucking years."
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, I'm off.
You're not coming back even if you win.
Yeah,
and he's like, "No, Russell Nash dies tonight," and she's like, "Dick."
Yeah, like, all right. What? When do I get my last paycheck?
Anyway, bye.
Yeah, like,
I'm already out the door. You're not. I
can
see
pension?
You. I've gone. You're just there. Anyway, you're fired.
Where am I going to live, Russ?
Get out my house.
Yeah, he feels like he proper screws her over. She's like, oh, I guess the guy.
I think he does say something about there's once I've gone. There's a letter with some instructions or something.
Yeah.
And then, but what we don't see is she opens it up and it says, "You're fired."
This is like a donation.
Get fucked.
A donation has been made in your name to the Human Fund. My last will and testament.
I've named a star after you.
So now we get the finale, the big tamale, the Silver Cup Studio fight.
Yep.
So the final battle takes place on the roof of the Silver Cup Studios, which I'm guessing is a thing.
It does. What is Silver Cup? I meant to look it up.
As did I did not. I forgot.
Is it like?
But it looks fucking
like
cool.
A bag of sugar or something.
You're thinking of Silver Spoon.
Silver Spoon. Oh yeah. Anyway, so there's a really cool shot actually, which my friend Bernadette sent me a screenshot of.
Is this where he?
It's like
he walks, the doors open.
Yeah, and the door opens, and it's just in the
it's really
right-hand
cool,
corner.
isn't it?
It's a fucking lovely shot.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's probably the best shot in the film, like the way it's composed. But yeah, it's great.
So yeah, Kruger's got Brenda tied up, but basically they fight on the roof.
Yes.
Kruger starts just fucking destroying everything.
Yeah.
And everything falls apart. Lots of sparks from
again,
the swords.
it's the castle all over again. Every time the swords go anywhere near anything, it bursts into flames and falls over and everything else. And now then the water tower also falls over.
Yeah.
But only seems to fill the area they're in with water. You don't see it sort of going over the edge. But
No, and also you'd think it would just go off the side of the building.
yeah.
But
No, apparently not. It causes a little
No.
swimming pool thing and they go a bit Apocalypse Now.
Yeah, they do.
It's
yeah.
just like ducking in and out of the water.
And then they both fall into the building,
Mm-hmm.
which is totally fucking empty. I think Silvercup might have gone out of business that month.
Yeah. Also, that is one of the slowest falls to the ground I've ever seen in my life. They come through like...
I don't know. What about Carl McLaughlin in June?
Oh yeah, there's also that. I mean, yeah, this one was 10 minutes. That was 25. But it does, and like you can see this. There's a lot of stuff in this last where you can see they're obviously using a lot of wires, and you see them.
You
Like-
do. I mean, there was one bit I was like that. You could definitely see the wire, but
Yeah, that's the bit with the quickening at the end. Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, this is like because the way they're falling, and then
Yeah,
there's a
it's
little bit of
quite
light. You can just
obviously-
see that it's
Yeah.
obviously wires.
But when they land in that building and they're fighting, it's basically like their silhouettes up against that huge, the blue coming through. Again, another really great shot.
Yeah,
It
lovely.
the whole scene looks fucking awesome, and the camera does this kind of, I don't know, like this sort of horseshoe movement in and out. Yeah, it's fucking cool.
It's very well done.
And Connor's about to lose the fight though, but Brenda saves him.
Yeah, she bats Kurgan with the pole or something
Yep.
she's found.
And Connor goes, "Hey, what took you so long?"
Yeah.
Jesus.
It's to be fair, it's probably one of my favourite hairs moments. Apart from that other one when he's Raiden in Mortal Kombat. Anyway, I'm not going into that. Listen to the fucking episode.
Yeah, and then O'Connor wins. He doesn't quite cut Kruger's head off. He sort of turns him into a Pez dispenser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, like I
And
mean,
then his head just kind of falls off.
you fall, yeah. Well, you just see it like goes backwards, and then it cuts away, and then his head falls off.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Because there can be only one, and then everything explodes, and the quickening happens.
Yes,
But like the ultimate quickening.
which is a cartoon.
Yeah,
apparently.
it turns out like cartoon ghosts come out and attack him.
Yep.
And he knows everything, and he is everything. And then it all stops, and that's it.
Yes.
All right.
This is the mega quickening.
It's just over. It's like, well, that was it.
But that's the bit where you can see the strings really obviously when he's like floating up and he's like, "Rrr." And there's a really weird bit as well where he's like, "Rrr," and you see the strings, and then it cuts to Deborah as he's looking around, and it just looks like
Brenda.
What did I call her? Deborah.
Deborah.
Oh, I think I may have changed her name halfway through my notes.
Brilliant.
But yeah, there's a bit that cuts back to Brenda, and it's just like Christopher Lambert just fucking about in the background, like spinning around, all this other shit. You're like, all right, it's having a great time.
Yeah. So after that, later on, he takes Brenda to Scotland. After
does.
all those events, later
Yeah.
on, he takes Brenda to Scotland. And it's explained that he can read minds now.
Apparently, he knows if he concentrates, he can hear all the thoughts of all the people.
Which would drive anyone
world.
mad.
Yes.
Yes. But that is the prize, essentially, for winning the gathering
Fuck that.
of 3 people. And basically, he is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
He's Neo.
Yeah, basically. And also, he can now have kids now and grow old.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like much of a prize.
Your
to be
prize
honest.
is death.
You were immortal, but now you can die and also have kids that you have to pay for their entire lives. Like,
Have you still got all that stuff, or did you leave it to
Yeah.
the other for the
yeah, Rachel's quid's in.
Yeah. It's like, oh, shit.
Oh, fuck, I really thought I was going to lose.
Now I got his kid. He doesn't have kids, but he can have
He
kids,
can have kids if he wants to.
which well, he doesn't.
No,
And that's the end of the film.
that is.
Yes. What did you think?
I love this film, and I still love this film, even though watching it, I mean, it has not aged particularly well.
I disagree.
Do you?
I think it's aged,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's aged badly.
There are elements of this film.
It's
which,
very
like,
of the 80s.
yeah, absolutely.
Which, no, I don't think it's aged badly.
I mean,
It's just
I don't
aged.
mean like I enjoy it. I love the film. Like it's not taking anything away from me. But like this particular viewing, I've noticed a lot more that I probably wouldn't have cared about before. I think this is the problem
I
with doing this
suppose,
is like
yeah.
you do like sort of you analyze it a bit more.
I suppose, yeah. No, I think it's cool. It's cooler and like a bit edgier than most 80s action films.
Yeah,
Definitely. Lambert's accent aside, it is laughable. It's on par with Keanu Reeves and Dracula. Like it is really bad, but
I know where the bastard sleeps.
yeah, but like Clancy Brown is fucking brilliant.
Yep, it's great. Fantastic.
He's a brilliant villain, like up there with I don't know, what's his name? Charles Dance in Last Action Hero.
Yeah,
he's just really fucking good. I love the look of it. All the cinematography. It's like it's dirty 80s like New York. Like you said, that silver cup shot, the final battle on the silhouettes and all that. And the music is fucking awesome.
It's great.
It's fucking
one of the best.
I never professed to be a massive Queen fan, but like, God, it's really good. Like with this and like when we was talking about Flash Gordon. Like they got that really right. Like the music just really fits with what was on the screen. I was like, I wish Queen had done more films.
Well, I mean, they did the entire soundtrack for 2 movies like in the 80s, 2 80s movies.
Yeah.
You don't hear that now. Like, it's very rare that a band will do like a whole soundtrack for a whole film. Like, but I think it did happen a few times in various different things in the 80s.
Well, Toto, June.
Toto, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I was just thinking of that.
But no, Queen were good at it. Like the Flash Gordon soundtrack is great. The songs in this are great. Who Wants to Live Forever is such a good song.
Banger.
It really
It's
is.
a banger. And so's like fuck Princess of the Universe. I love that song.
Yeah.
It's stupid, but it's a great song.
Yeah. Apparently, because they and it's not the line. It's a kind of magic.
Yeah.
I thought was a reference to Queen, but actually, Queen, the song
comes
from this film. Because he says it a couple of times. Says it's kind of magic.
He says it to Rachel when he first and when he leaves. How did you not die? He goes, it's kind of magic. But yeah, the second time does feel a little bit shoehorned in.
Yeah. But no, that's actually Queen got it from there. And obviously, because they agreed to do the music, they were given like an advanced screening, like a test screening.
And then they wrote all the soundtrack.
Yeah,
that's amazing, really.
Because they it was when they came out, they were shown like a scene or a couple of scenes, and one of them was Heather's death.
Yeah.
And they got in the cab, and Brian May turned around and went, "Who Wants to Live Forever?" And he wrote "Who Wants to Live Forever" after watching just that one scene of Heather's death.
Amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, fucking brilliant. If you haven't seen it, God, watch it. It's so fucking good. Like, it's proper 80s.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
Fun. Yeah, so Clancy Brown alone is worth watching it for. He's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's the Kurgan.
I mean, I watched this film over and over again when I was a kid. I mean, this particular viewing, like last night, it's easily got to be probably the 20th time I've seen this film.
I've only seen it. This is only the 3rd time I've ever seen it.
Oh, really?
I love it. I saw it when I was a kid. I saw it like 15 years ago and yesterday. But yeah, I enjoy it every time. I really like it. I just like the whole idea of it.
Oh yeah, the mythology. Well, the mythology of this film is amazing.
Really good. Like I said, like I always just assumed it was based on like a novel or some kind of larger story. But no, it was all just came up with Gregory Wyden, whatever his name was. He actually wrote this as like his sort of final exam piece when he was in screenwriting. And the guys at a university in California like, you should send this into a studio. And he did. And they bought it for $200,000.
$200,000?
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Considering the amount they milked out of this, that probably seems like a bit of a kick in the bollocks.
What are we gonna do? Some fun trivia for you for the movie of Highlander.
Yeah.
Christopher Lambert barely speak English when he got this role.
Barely speaks English through most of the film.
I think he got this off the back of that Tarzan movie, which he has like 3 lines
the Greystoke, Legend of Tarzan.
Yeah, which I've not seen. But they didn't. I don't know if he didn't audition, but they just didn't know. They just assumed he could speak English, and he couldn't. So, I mean, he was born in America. I think he's raised in Switzerland. Yeah, I've read that actually. Yeah. But I mean, all right, his accent is fucking terrible. His Scottish accent. So hang on. Again. Like, so he barely speaks English. Then he takes in a film where he's supposed to be Scottish. Yeah. But he's a French speaker. Yeah. Jesus, I mean, that's a challenge. Yeah.
he doesn't quite pull it off. But I mean,
No.
I respect the challenge that he took on. Took on.
I mean, his Scottish accent is terrible, but to be fair to the bloke, like, I think it was 4 months before he couldn't really speak English.
Yeah. I know.
So to learn the English language, or enough of the script to, do the role, and then attempt a Scottish accent, fair play to him.
It does make it kind of forgivable.
Yeah, all right, he gets a pass.
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves does not, but he does. Sean Connery only worked 1 week on this film.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah. Do you want to know how much he made for that 1 week of
Go
work? $1 million.
Wow.
$1 million, and did not even attempt a Spanish accent. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
like, Sean, we're paying you $1 million. Could you maybe just try that? Hola. No, nay. When you got Christopher Lambert, who's having to learn another fucking language and he's spending like 8 hours a day with a dialect coach, and he just shows up like, so what are we doing here? I'm a Spaniard. Good, okay.
I'm an Egyptian Spaniard. How does this sound? I am Ramirez from Spain. Yeah, that'll do, Sean.
I mean, this is the guy that won an Oscar for playing an Irishman.
Yeah. Again, in a film where he didn't even attempt an Irish accent.
All right, fair enough. The sparks and the swords that we see are all practical. They were created by hooking up the swords to car batteries and then running the wires down the sleeves of the actors.
Fucking hell.
Which just
Could you imagine them trying to do that now? My God. It just wouldn't happen.
No. According to Russell McCahey, we're still not sure. All the crew members were terrified of Clancy Brown.
You would be.
Yep. He's a big bloke and he's fucking scary. Kurt Russell was originally cast as Connor McLeod.
Interesting.
Yes, but he left to do Big Trouble in Little China.
Oh, and I like that film.
That is a good film.
Yeah.
But still.
Yeah, it still would have been an interesting take. I still don't think Kurt Russell could do a Scottish accent.
Probably a better one than Christopher Lambert, though. Let's be honest.
But Christopher Lambert is Connor McLeod. He is.
Yeah, unfortunately. Christopher Lambert claims to have only seen this film once.
While he was making it.
The premiere.
Ah, gotcha.
I think he's missing out.
Yeah, why would you not watch this film all the time?
No. This is my favourite. The extras for the battle scenes in the 1530 whatever Scotland were all made up of students from Glasgow University.
Oh, right.
And one day, for lunch, they all went and got pissed. And then they came back to do a scene, and many injuries occurred when a bunch of pissed up fucking Scottish students were running around a field throwing things and like battling each other with broadswords and stuff.
Amazing.
Like that. And this film,
I have so much time for the Scottish people. And that's just
and this film was a massive flop at the box office.
I know.
Yeah, it cost $16 million to make. It only made 5.9.
That's distressing as fuck, considering like its legacy.
Yeah,
like that's like horrendously obscene. Absurd, not obscene. Absurd.
Listener comments. This is on the gram. 2.
On Facebook, I've got a bunch really.
Okay, do you want to go first?
Go on then. Jordan J Low just asked, not going to watch them all. Because there are many other films.
No, because we have jobs.
Yeah.
Unless you want to share this enough that this could be our job, Jordan.
If you want to sponsor us.
Yeah. Sponsored by
Toby
Boats.
Lamb said he'd never seen it. I was actually, a couple of people said that as well, and I'm always, this is one of those films I just assumed everybody had seen.
Yeah.
So, Alex Taylor, an all-time fave. Craig Gray. I watched it in lockdown. I'd never actually seen it before. I can see why it was considered decent at the time, but I don't think it's aged well at all. Best thing about it, in my opinion, is the Queen soundtrack.
Yes and no.
James West, one of my favourite films. Matt Spink, absolute classic, made even more memorable because of the Queen contribution.
Yep.
Chris Woodford, it's my favourite film of all time. Me and a couple of mates went on a road trip to Glenfinnan, went to Loch Shiel and drank lots of Glenmorangie, and then we went to the place where they filmed the McLeod Ramirez boat scene where he's teaching him the quickening. And obviously Kind of Magic is an incredible album.
Die Hard fan right there. Wow. Should have got him on the show.
Been there, everywhere. Well, yeah,
and then I fucked Christopher Lambert.
David Stoker, Bart Ninkus. This is one of those movies that gets referenced so frequently that I forget I haven't actually seen it. Bernadette Pamplin, who I was talking about, said, I watched this a week or so ago, such a great film. Then she sent the screenshot that we was talking about, the Silver Cup thing.
Yes, it's awesome.
Saying, I mean, how good a shot is this?
Yes, it is awesome. Yeah, and more people need to watch this film. Christ, do yourselves a favour. There's two over here. Film_Mondo just said the coolest movie ever.
Yep.
Dead Good T says, it hasn't aged amazingly, but it's still total badass. The dodgy accents still rule.
Yeah, I mean, that's similar to what I was saying. Look, there are elements of this where you're like, oh God, that's
I don't mind
80s. But yeah, no, it doesn't stop me enjoying the film at all.
No.
And to be honest, this is probably out of all those times I've watched this film, because of the way we do this, like, and you have to analyse it a bit more, it's probably the only time I've ever noticed things.
Yeah, I suppose.
If I was watching it purely for enjoyment,
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have picked up on anything.
Right, there were a bunch of sequels to this.
Yes.
5, 6.
Yeah.
There was a TV show.
Well, there's 2 TV shows.
There was
an animated series.
Yeah.
But Highlander 2 just fucks with the mythology.
I started watching it before I came over. Unfortunately, I had to leave to come here and
I didn't
this.
have time.
I got I don't know, maybe 45 minutes in.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
What the fuck?
So weird, isn't it?
What
Basically,
the fuck?
In the second film, they're aliens.
Yeah, it turns out these immortals, they're actually aliens from another planet.
Yeah.
And back in the day, on the other planet, Sean Connery's back, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Not dead anymore.
No.
Now, is it, because it's been a long time since I've seen it, is it a prequel or is it a sequel?
Both.
It's both.
Because the current day events take place in 2024.
Right.
But there's lots of flashbacks this time to their home planet, because they're aliens.
Yeah.
Where Ramirez and Connor, right, were friends, even though their names on their home planets are still Ramirez and Connor. Whatever.
Right.
And
insinuated that they both had lives before ever meeting each other.
No, they knew each other on their home planet, right? And on their home planet, they tried to overthrow Michael Ironside.
Right, yeah.
And their punishment was to be banished
to Earth,
right? And everyone else that was banished to Earth then basically was there to eventually take part in the events of the first film, The Gathering. And the person who won... So basically you're being sentenced to death except for one of you.
Right.
Right? And whoever wins can, I don't know, either die...
Rule Earth.
Or whatever. Yeah, basically.
Well, no, as it turns out, you can be mortal and have children and stuff. So, I mean, it's not, not much of a prize.
But at the beginning of Highlander 2, he's 80 years old. But then Michael Ironside sends some, porcupine people to Earth to kill him. But he kills them, and the quickening happens, and now he's young again.
Right.
And that... Oh, and then Virginia Madsen is part of a, climate change group. And... because the ozone layer has been destroyed and there's a big shield that apparently Connor invented.
Right.
At some point. And everyone knows.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, and he's super famous and everyone knows who he is and all this other stuff. And then literally, he meets Virginia Madsen, then the porcupine people show up, he kills them. I went to the toilet, I came back, and him and Virginia Madsen are banging. It's like, what?
Well, this happens to him, doesn't it? It's literally... There's been no real, we know this was going to happen, but there's been no real chemistry at all, but there it is. There it is.
There it is. Yeah, what the fuck? It's just... It's such a weird
choice.
It does feel like it just ruined the whole mythology of the first film.
One of the draws of this of Highlander is like, oh, these immortals that have lived amongst us and everything else.
Eternals.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden you're like, hang on, they're from where?
Yeah.
They're not even human.
Yeah.
It takes all the fun out of it.
Yeah, and they knew each other anyway.
Yeah.
But Connor forgot, but Ramirez remembered.
And
also,
stupid.
Ramirez is like 2,000 years older than Connor.
Yeah,
in the first,
apparently so, yeah.
It's an absolute shit show. I did read a quote from Michael Ironside that just said, like, listen, I hated the script, as did Sean, as did Chris. It was just garbage. We all just did it for money.
Yeah.
I think they changed the script at like halfway through or something, and they were just like, we just tried to have fun, and that was it, and just tried to get it over with.
It's so unfortunate as well. And the other, like, the animated series that they did all took place on that planet.
I vaguely remember the animated series.
Yeah, I watched it loads when I was a kid, but yeah, it's not. It was the thing I loved about Highlander was like I said, it took place on Earth, and the fact that they were supposed to be human.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I enjoyed the animated series when I was a kid, but yeah, it followed on from 2 for some reason. But then you had the Highlander TV series with.
I haven't seen it, but it's actually
Adrian Paul.
It's actually quite good.
It's really good. Like I watched it loads. And I was always a little bit disappointed that it wasn't Connor, but it was Duncan MacLeod, like, who was another member of the MacLeod clan.
That's also from the alien planet.
No, well, as far as I'm aware, they never reference that.
That's fine.
I think it follows on from the film, the first film. Sorry, and I don't think it references the second film at all. But there's loads of flashbacks to when he's in Scotland and everything else. And I think,
isn't there a film with Duncan and Connor?
Yeah, if I remember rightly, Christopher Lambert did cameo a couple of times in the series, and then there's a film called Endgame. Highlander Endgame.
With both
of them in it.
Okay. Right. Okay.
So that's how we got Avengers Endgame. It was in reference to the Highlander franchise.
This is where it fucking ends. And finally, they're going to remake it.
They are.
They've been trying to reboot this since like 2008.
I don't know how I feel about that.
There are many names that have been attached to it. They're not attached to it. Like at one point, Tom Cruise is going to play Ramirez.
Fuck's sake.
Charlie Hunnam, whoever his name is.
Hunnam, yeah.
I'm trying to think. Dwayne The Rock Johnson was going to be the Kurgan at some point. All we have now is the director is Chad Stahelski.
Who?
Director of your favourite film ever.
My favourite film ever.
John Wick.
Oh, right.
And Henry Cavill.
As?
Don't know. But probably Connor MacLeod.
I don't know, like, Cavill's such a unit. Like, I don't really... I mean, maybe. I mean, this isn't a film... Like, don't get me wrong. This is not a film that couldn't benefit from a fucking reboot. It could. Like, you could remake this film and you could make something glorious out of it.
Or something utterly fucking shit.
Yes. I mean, that is the other side of the coin. But with the mythology of this film and everything else, you could make something great.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't think it would hurt. If you reboot it, then at least keep it in the same universe. So, like, it reference that first film. Ignore the fuck out the second one.
Oh, yeah, all that shit needs to go. Yeah.
Yeah, but definitely. And even the Adrian Paul TV series. There's also another TV series which was female-led called The Raven, which I never watched. No,
I've not seen it either.
But I don't know if it was any good. I think it only lasted about 2 seasons. But I keep meaning to watch it, but I've just never got around to it. But it's, again, very 90s. But yeah, why not? Why not give it a reboot?
Yeah, it's one of the things like, yeah, but do I want this?
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it.
It could potentially spawn a massive franchise.
Not everything's about franchises.
Well, that's how things work now, I'm afraid.
Well, oh yeah, did you hear Scream 6 has been greenlit?
Yeah, that's unnecessary.
Someone sent me a message. I put it on our Instagram, and someone sent me a message saying, "Is it going to be set in space?"
Well, that's the that's
logical place to
the
go.
Logical next step is Scream in space.
Right, that is it. We're done. Yeah, bye. Don't forget
Yeah.
to like and subscribe and blah, 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 blah.
See you next time.
See you next time, you wee fillish.
Well, thank you all for coming here tonight and drinking all of my booze. No, really. Please leave. The party's over.